What's up? This is Grant David from Static Multimedia today talking to Taki Sassaris, the lead singer and guitarist of the rock group Eve to Adam, and they're coming out with a new album in a few days, and he's here to have a little discussion with us about that. So Taki, how you doing, buddy?
Doing okay, man. Doing all right. We've been out on the road for 7 weeks. We are less than a week away from the release of the new album. And the new single, Run Your Mouth, is 27 on the mainstream rock chart
Nice.
right now. So it's a good day. We've been out with Saving Abel. Those dates have been amazing. It's been a great setup for the release of the album. And currently we're just doing a few one-off dates with Hurt, which is a really great band. And we just played here outside of Chicago, Joliet, and we had a great night. And yeah, everything's going pretty well, man. We're rolling, but we're very careful about taking anything for granted. It's great to be on a streak right now, but that could change at any time. So we go out every night and make sure that we nail everything down. You know what I mean? I mean, we're giving everything we got out here and leaving people with the impression that we're playing for keeps and we've got nothing to lose in a sense. So we're giving it all. And people have been very responsive, so that feels good.
Nice. So the new album coming out is entitled Banquet for a Starving Dog, and that hits stores in 5 days. Would you mind telling us a little bit about the album, giving us a little background information on it?
Yeah, I mean, 12 cuts on the album. It is an actual album. There are album cuts on there that are every bit as viable, if not more viably musical as the singles are. I think there's going to be some real fan favorites on there that probably won't be singles. It has a great continuity to it. It's got a lot of content that's emotional and personal. It's very revealing. A lot of the tunes have relationship content and whatnot. We're really proud of the album. We recorded it. We started recording it about a year ago with producer Paul Annie, who did our previous album, Queen's Keeping, that came out in 2007. So we got a chance to continue that musical relationship with him. In a sense, we pretty much started where we left off.
Yeah.
The album was recorded live, so all of the takes on the album, those are all performance cuts, real performance cuts in their entirety. There's no comping together, and there's no grading of drums, and there's no. We wanted to do it old school. When we got this opportunity to make another album, we didn't know if this was going to be it for us. So we really wanted to go in, and luckily for us, we have a great label team and management team that allowed us the time and the finances to go into the studio and really, jam it out right, like get it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get that pocket, get that feel, not be rushed and just layer and mail it in. Really get, have the opportunity to do a really great rock album in that sense. That real feel, an album that breathes, an album that has a heartbeat. Because listening to a lot of the other bands' records that are in our genre, great hooks, great writing, all this stuff, but a lot of the production is just too much.
Yeah.
Too much production, it becomes static, the music, it becomes very digital and very mechanical, and it has no human element. So we wanted to make sure that one of the things that we've always gotten as a compliment, being primarily a live band, is that people always liked our albums, but they really wanted us to get a little closer to what the band sounded like live.
Yeah.
More of that animal instinct, a little bit more of that unpredictable factor, and that real quality that you get from four guys getting on stage and just performing their instruments and wholeheartedly throwing themselves into every performance. So that was the idea behind this album. I'm proud to say that having some distance away from it, not having listened to it, in a few weeks now at least, I put it on the other day, and I'm happy to say that was accomplished. You can hear the element of that kind of that free spirit, that kind of rock and roll ghost that it's swimming through these tunes and these performances. So I'm hoping, so far the early industry people and some radio people that have heard the album have said just that, that it doesn't sound like anything else. And that was definitely one of the things on the agenda for us. We wanted to make sure that whether you loved it or you hated it, you knew what it was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't in the middle. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
we didn't want to be anonymous and we didn't want to be in the middle.
For sure.
So there's too many bands like that today. And I think if we're going to have any opportunity to help kickstart rock and roll again and bring people's imagination and spirit back to rock and roll, you've got to be, you've got to be going at it with that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
So that was the concept behind going in and nailing down Banquet for a Starving Dog.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell me how your new album, Banquet for a Starving Dog, is different than your previous albums, such as Queens to Eden.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's definitely used Adam. I mean, the sound and the style of how we put together, our sonic landscape is there. I think what people are going to hear is there's the sounds itself. They're a little richer. They're more organic. Like we had more time in the studio, not to layer more sounds, but to get better sounds and to get better feel. I think the difference between Queens to Eden and this album is the feel of the album. Is that you feel more like you're in the middle of the room with the band playing around you, instead of a song kind of coming at you through the speakers in layers. So it puts the listener, I think, more in the center of the world of each song, in the center of the sound of the band.
Yeah.
So I think in that perspective, the sonic perspective is different for the listener. We're bringing them closer to the origin of where all this stuff comes from and how we create this stuff. So, and as far as the content, it's a very much more mature album. I did an interview the other day, and the woman I was speaking to was applauding us in the sense that, it's a band, it's an adult band.
Yeah.
This is an adult record. And she was thankful that there's finally, a band putting out some content for adults. Not to say that our younger demographic won't get into it. I think that, they won't have a problem. There's plenty of material on there for them too. But I think that if you haven't been through certain experiences in your life, then maybe this record's not going to resonate much, with certain people. But for the people that are out there, struggling to succeed in their own quests and dreams, have struggled with relationships, but are still hopeful that they, will find, love and fulfillment and all the things that are human quests. As you get older and you start to realize what's important in life, these are all thematic signatures that run through the album.
Yeah.
So it's a much more mature offering, and it's longer in duration. It's about 53, 54 minutes, so it's close to an hour, but it doesn't feel like it. It's still like Queens to Eden, where you can throw it on, it takes you on a trip, but you never quite feel like, man, this thing's just taking forever kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we got lucky. You set out to do things, but you don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, you can only try and give everything you have, and you need a little bit of luck, and you need a little bit of timing. And we were blessed to have both those things this time. And I'm so excited this thing's finally coming out, because to be talking about something forever and to be constantly, discussing a setup and promising this release of this thing, and that we're 5 days away. It's a big release to us, because I can't wait for people to have the music, because we've been out here playing these songs and they've been going over great. I mean, to an audience that doesn't know the material, the songs have been written and arranged in a way that in a live setting translate. By the third chorus, you know the song even though you've never heard it. But to have the opportunity now, as people are going to get the album and to go out and play these cuts for them after they've really gotten a chance to immerse themselves in it, that's going to be a whole other level, and I'm really, really excited about that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So you guys got the music video for your single "Run Your Mouth Out," which I thought was an awesome video. It was very very minimal but very effective at the same time. I really liked it.
Thank you.
What was your experience like shooting that video, and how did you connect with Vincent Pastore? I thought that was really cool that he was in there.
Well, the experience mean, to show up to the set, and the Diamond Brothers, first of all, did a fantastic job setting everything up. I mean, they're technical and execution wizards,
Yeah.
fantastic crew, a really great arrangement of talented people we got to work with. The concept, I actually came up with the concept for the video. It was kind of last minute, and we weren't finding the right idea that was really correlating to the song, and it just wasn't clicking. When you've got a gut feeling and you just go, something's not right about this. And
Yeah.
the previous ideas were a little cliche, and we just didn't want to be that band that made another video that really didn't have enough to do with the song, and just kind of didn't resonate right. So at the 11th hour of a week before we shot, it struck me that this concept, this Stitch kind of mafia theme, hitman kind of thing, dirty cops. I mean, this is like it's a pop culture sensation,
Yeah.
throughout American culture. People love this stuff. I love it. The band's from New York. So I thought, I pitched the idea to my management. They loved it. They immediately got on the phone and started, working through their Rolodex. And so I think through a mutual friend, they got to Vincent, and Vincent's schedule was available, and he checked out the band. He liked the band, and it happened to be that he's really good friends with Chuck Zito. And Chuck was available, so those two guys, they satisfied the hitman quotient, and then we were friends with Dan Florek for a few years before we even did this. My brother and I were bartenders in the city, so we worked at a couple places that he would frequent on the Upper West Side.
Yeah.
And he had come out and checked out a couple local gigs. He liked the band, so he said, anytime you guys shoot a video, I'd love to be a part of it and help you out in any way. And again, a little bit of good luck, scheduling wise, he was available in between Law and Order shoots.
Yeah.
And it all came together. And, we wanted great performance footage of the band that was authentic rock and roll. There was no lip syncing. They built this stage and the lighting and everything you see there. And we played Run Your Mouth 40 times that day.
Oh, man.
We were synced up. We were playing live. My brother plays to a click, so it was right on. It was easy to sync it up, but I refused to lip sync. I had one video that I did before previously, and it was a terrible experience. I felt ridiculous doing it, and that was my condition. Anything else I was willing to go along with, but I said the band's got to play live. It's got to look just like we do when we play, you know what I mean? Now it's going to be the advertisement for people to come and check the band out, at a live show. So it was, it's lucky, man. The idea worked with the song content was represented. We also got real live performance in there, and we got some amazing cameos from some great actors that, are well known and loved. So it's a home run all the way around. I think it's got about 43,000 or 44,000 views right now on YouTube, and it's only been up just cleared a month. It just went out to all music choice on demand. So the video's starting to get around, and people are enjoying it. So if you can give somebody a really strong rock and roll tune, but also offer them some great entertainment value through a video, it gives us a good opportunity and chance to bring some people in that maybe don't like rock.
Yeah.
But they'll check out the song just because of the video, because who's in it. So you need as many avenues as possible to entice people to come back and give this music a chance. And I'm happy to say that so far, we're bringing people that have crossed over into other genres, whether pop or alternative or hip hop or whatnot, kind of left rock behind for a few years. Well, they're checking out East Adam, and East Adam has kind of become a neutral zone for people to come back and check out rock and roll again, and not feel alienated or discriminated against. They feel welcome. And I think that's a big thing for the group. But that's one thing that we've really always tried to do. We've tried to be an open avenue for musical enthusiasts of all genres, and we try to offer something to everybody. Because I think great music is just great music. And I think if people, it doesn't matter what you're into. I think if people really dig something, they get into the groove of something, then they should be, they should feel welcome into coming in to enjoy it. Even though they may not be quote unquote rock people.
Yeah, good music is good music no matter what the genre is. That's for sure. Now, are you planning on shooting any other music videos for any of the other tracks on the album?
Yeah, we'll be doing another video for the second single, which is the track number 11 off the album. It's called Reach.
Oh, okay.
And Reach is kind of an inspirational